Knicks getting set to take on the Miami Heat. J.Crawford has been one of the offensive bright spots for the New York Knicks, but he's also part of one of the team's problems, and he's got to try and fix it. We're talking about turnovers. Through 3 games, the Knicks had been pretty good, down to about 14 a game. Last game, a loss to Orlando, they hit 20 again. Now, there are certain turnovers that you're going to see, and then there are other frivolous ones, like 3 seconds and palming the basketball on that little hesitation. We talked to J.Crawford and asked him what he's going to do if he's going to be called for that.
Just adjust. I worked on some things yesterday I think will help me today. You know, the way I dribble, it's not really carrying to me because I've been doing it all my life and they don't call it every time down court. So, but I'll adjust. I'll be okay.
I thought they were.
The Knicks will need him on the glass against this man, Shaquille O'Neal.
O'Neal is off to a little bit of a slow start. He did have an injury in the preseason, a bruised left thigh. And, you know, as you get older, sometimes it takes a little longer. Pat Riley was saying the other day, he says, do people have to keep talking about how he's on the decline, he's soon to be washed up? He's far from washed up. And at this age, and you look at him, he'll be 36 years old in March. He's still one of the premier players in the league in terms of a center, a low post presence. But without Dwayne Winshade, Curry with the big task at hand tonight after the outing against Howard. Nice move from Curry. O'Neal's not been the leading scorer on the team. That's Ricky Davis, who they got from Minnesota right before the season. Marbury, nice move. As Richardson stripped by Hardaway, able to get it back. David Lee underneath. Like most stars. And does not like to talk about him being in decline. Ricky Davis, good drive, nice block. David Lee, the rejection.
They should reward Lee. He's on the low post.
Ball poked away by Hardaway. Hardaway's always been crafty as he's lost his explosiveness. Nice running the floor. And Hardaway first with the deflection and then with the assist.
And Haslam with the good stuff. Defense providing offense for this anemic scoring Heat team.
Knicks would like to take advantage of Hardaway guarding Quentin Richardson. Curry with 7 on the shot clock. Over O'Neal. Nice shot and a foul. Eddie Curry starts off 2 for 2, and he draws O'Neal's first.
Previously, Curry wheeling and dealing with the left hand. This time, posting and toasting Shaq right there from 7 feet away. Curry must improve from the line. Both these teams woeful from the line. Knicks 69% collectively. The Heat 63%.
Lane violation on David Lee. Came in before Curry released the ball. And he's saying Curry must improve from the line. That is the understatement of the year, Clyde. 9 of 24.
And that's becoming problematic for Lee. He did that in a previous game, coming in the lane too soon.
And that does not count in terms of an attempt. Counts as a turnover. Jason Williams. Davis for 3. And David Lee with his first rebound. Already a block shot. Crawford, quick pass. Curry aggressively going to the basket. Does not get the roll. And here come the Heat.
Good job by Shaq, not creating a foul that time.
Again, Miami, they're 0-5, but they've lost 2 games by 2 points. And their last game the other night lost by 5 to Phoenix in a game that they were leading in the 4th quarter. Jason Williams nails a 3-pointer.
A more bridled Jason Williams these days. Good composure that time and swishing right in front of the Heat bench.
He's in a contract year.
Oh. But he still toned down his act.
Yes. Hubie Brown changed his game quite a bit when he went to Memphis from Sacramento. Lee goes against Haslam. Nice. I want to say nice finish, but couldn't do it. Nice move.
The Heat, a little more pep in their step now.
And Williams blows by Marbury.
Get out of there. So Williams elusive that time going down the left side. So previously the 3-pointer by Williams in front of the Heat bench. And there the foul by Steph, almost the hoop. So Williams to shoot 2.
Isaiah Thomas saying before the game tonight, when he was talking about the defense, he said that he may have to sacrifice some offense for defense and will start putting defensive players in if those on the floor don't defend. We've been talking about that since game one. You hold guys accountable. When you take away their minutes, that will change, or that will motivate players.
That should bode well for Balkman.
For Balkman, maybe a Fred Jones to get on the floor.
Or Collins.
And Marty Collins, obviously.
Look at the Heat now. Very aggressive defense.
Shot clock at 8. O'Neal does a good job tipping it away.
Knicks have missed 2 easy layups. Previously, this time Crawford.
Ricky Davis gets inside. Good ball movement from the Heat. And Haslam ties the game. So after the Knicks went up 6-0, Heat have come back and are even.
Haslam, one of the Heat that's played well, averaging 14 points and 10 bounds. So that puts him among the leaders. Well, you can see the Heat, a little more pep in the step. Defense now, very aggressive. Hardaway providing impetus.
Hardaway's second steal. Here's Ricky Davis running the floor. It blows the layup.
Good job by Stefan harassing him.
Marbury looking for an opening. The floater blocked by goaltend. On the way down.
Young players out there, you're seeing 2 point guards maintain their dribble. See, previously we saw that with Williams, this time Stefan. Maintaining that dribble and was able to come up with the jumper and force Shaq to create that turnover.
Haslam.
Now you're starting to see uncontested shots. Not a good sign for the Knicks in their defense.
Haslam 3 for 3 from the field. The rest of the team 1 for 5. Crawford wide open. And there's a kid, Ricky Davis, got caught on the screen and just stopped, gave up.
He was actually leaning into Curry. Curry didn't screen him.
He appreciated the break. Davis, such a talented player, but his effort sometimes questioned. O'Neal goes right inside. Plenty of contact. Haslam, the offensive board.
You mentioned one Heat that has been splendid. Haslam now, very offensive minded.
Haslam should be on a lot of people's all underrated teams. He won't make an all-star team, but can get you double-double every night. Works hard at both ends. And let's see what the call is. Knocked out of bounds, they say.
Shaq doing a good acting job trying to get a charging violation. Watch the inside Crawford to Curry. There's a contact. No foul call. Now both teams want to talk it over.
Well, the Knicks will inbound with 12 on the shot clock. When we approach the midway point of the first, it's all even. Knicks and Shaquille O'Neal. Designated driver. Knicks will take on the Golden State Warriors on Tuesday, November 20th after the West Coast trip. It's the first game back. Tickets can be purchased at nyknicks.com or at the Guard box office. Quentin Richardson. Jason Williams is healthy again. He's been a solid player when he's been healthy. Hardaway, nice feet inside. Excellent ball movement.
It was. You can't outrun the ball. So that time the Knicks are step slow as Shaq huffs and stuffs.
Crawford's been the Knicks' leading scorer, almost 22 a game. David Lee, that's the shot he worked on all summer. It's his favorite shot, not that time. And after the quick start, the Knicks now down by 2. Hardaway. And Penny Hardaway puts it in. Hardaway did not play at all in the NBA last year. The year before, he only played 4 games. Hadn't played since December of 2005 prior to this season. Worked hard on all the knee problems as Curry gets inside. And Curry showing his agility.
Good dish by Steph. Steph among the leaders in dishing with 7 a game. Also leads the team.
But you have to feel good for Hardaway because he wanted to play again. And all the knee problems, the microfracture surgery. And Jason Williams can't hit. O'Neal, the offensive board.
Good boxing out that time by Shaq. Now they reward him.
O'Neal inside. Shaquille O'Neal now 1 for 5 from the field.
I like what Curry's doing, not bailing Shaq out. Doing a good job contesting the shots, but not fouling.
Crawford for 3. Tell you what, Hardaway, who has not played superb basketball so far. Just getting back into the flow of things. He looks pretty sharp tonight.
Yeah, he's energized. Obviously, whenever you come back to a team he formerly played for, but he seems to be healthy now. I think that's the key.
And the long rebound.
Stephon all over Williams. Now he has a step.
And Haslam left wide open. Knicks struggle against the pick and roll.
Haslam feasting with the jumper now.
He's 5 for 5 from the field. He's got 10 of the 18.
I mentioned he's averaging 14 a game on the season.
Curry, nice feed, and David Lee can't get it. Curry right there with the soft hands around the rim.
See the Heat looking at each other. They're standing and looking. The Knicks dominating the glass.
8 points for Curry.
And Riley wants to talk to his team about their lethargic effort that time on the defense.
Pat Riley and his team still looking for their first win of the season. Right now they lead by 2. Jamal Crawford and the Knicks playing the Heat. It's a memory perhaps that Crawford thinks about often. Back on January 26th, 2007 here at the Garden, Jamal Crawford had a night to remember. At one point hitting 16 consecutive field goals. He had 23 points in the third quarter. He was 8 of 10 from downtown and electrified the Garden crowd with 52 points as the Knicks beat the Heat by 20. It was one of those special nights that very few players get a chance to enjoy, Clyde.
Oh, yeah. A mesmerizing performance by Jamal. And only 2 baskets shy of the club record. 18 straight by Johnny Newman. Has been there a long time. So Jamal has had his woes recently, especially the previous game with turnovers. Had about 5 of those, and he's been charged with the carrying violation. One of the points of interest this season by the officials.
About a month after that 52-point game, he broke his ankle, and that ended his season and what was turning out to be his best season. Davis on the drive. Good help defense from Malik Rose, who just came in. Talk about guys who can't wait to play. Malik Rose, the ultimate professional. We talk about it all the time. He is so pumped to get the minutes.
See, we also mentioned when David Lee starts, and now not a good effort because of the defense of Haslam. Oh!
Marbury gets inside, and somebody grabbed the rim on the Knicks. So, offensive interference.
So now Malik is checked in to try to do a better job on Haslam on the defense.
Alonzo Mourning is checked in. Mourning has been struggling early. Mourning, who's going to be 38 in February. Sometimes the older guys takes a little more time for them to get in shape. Both O'Neal and Mourning had little injuries that set them back in training camp as Mourning's called for a moving screen. And as he's done throughout most of his career, argues the call or disagrees with it.
Zoe's still a physical specimen. But as you get older, Mike, you lose those skills. You might look the same, but step slow, lack of confidence, lack of playing time, all take a toll.
And Marty Collins seeing his first minutes of the season. So Isaiah Thomas going to the bench. Dangerous pass, but Curry able to get it. And can't get it to bank in. Haslam another rebound.
Again, Zoe working diligently on the D, forcing Curry to rush that shot.
Well, the Heat are a better defensive team when Alonzo Mourning's in the game as Jason Williams nails the jumper.
Williams shooting 40% from the field, but he's starting to find the range tonight.
So a couple of guys who hardly played. Malik Rose only 4 minutes. Oh, nice pass. Crawford to Curry, and Curry in double figures here in the first period.
And as they have become a dynamic tandem, Jamal and Curry, Jamal averaging 6 assists. Only Steph averages more on the club.
See Collins in to defend Jason Williams. Nate Robinson not the first guard off the bench. He's still not 100% with a hamstring. I don't know if that has anything to do with the substitution pattern tonight as Ricky Davis nails a 3.
Davis, their best three-point threat. He's actually shooting 45% from downtown.
Again, leading the team in scoring at just under 17 a game. Alley-oop again, broken up nicely by Hardaway. Here comes Davis.
Very athletic.
And gets a little fancy.
Almost blew that one. He missed one previously.
It's surprising that Pat Riley, and it shows you the situation they were in without Wade, maybe a little desperation. reacquired Davis, who played briefly with him earlier in his career, as Crawford misfires. Curry the offensive rebound, because Davis, after he was let go by the Heat, said all Riley wanted to do was talk about defense. He's not exactly a Pat Riley type of player, but they needed scoring and athletic ability, and Davis brings that. Curry inside, and they don't call a foul. Alonzo Mourning upset.
And the officials letting Eddie play tonight. He's very physical in the paint and having his way.
And he's got 12 points on 6 of 8 from the field.
Back door.
Malik Rose spots it nicely.
That's why you see the ball, see your man simultaneously on the defense. And Rose doing a superb job that time.
Knicks will hold it for the final shot of the period. They started off quickly, but the Heat came back nicely. Collins inside to Curry, and can't finish. Hardaway, and that will not count. Does not get it off in time, and that will end the first quarter. A strong one for Eddie Curry as he comes out of the gates with 12 points. But Shaquille O'Neal and the Heat have the lead. Udonis Haslem, a real force in the opening period. First 12 minutes in the books. Heat 25, Knicks 20. Here at Madison Square Garden, Knicks and the Heat. Knicks about to embark on a pretty much a week-long road trip. The lightest packer in the history of the NBA. How many bags are you going to pack for a week trip?
No, I'm missing the first 3 because Kenny Smith.
You blew it. You blew the whole thing.
So I'll meet you guys in Denver.
Oh, so you're really going to pack light?
Very light.
Going back to St. Croix?
Oh, yeah. I'll bring you some sand and sun.
As soon as there's a chill in the air, off he goes. But you pack maybe one bag, if that much. The lightest packer I've ever seen. And a foul away from the ball. Malik Rose. So Rose now, this year in his 12th season in the league. This is his 4th year with the Knicks. Still such a valuable player on and off the court. Does his job when he's on. And a mentor to a lot of the young players. And Alonzo Mourning able to put it in.
Rose at a tremendous height disadvantage against Zoe. 6'10" to 6'7".
Knicks with a very small lineup. Balkman is the tallest player. Nate Robinson in. Smush Parker, new member of the Heat, gets his first minutes. And Rose tries a thanker, way off. Mourning inadvertently got poked in the eye, and he's hollering again at a ref.
The Heat defense is very energized now. See if the Knicks can tighten up their D.
Mourning calling for it again with a big height advantage on Rose. Knocked away by Collins. Good defense from the Temple product. Collins out of control down the other end. Good defense, poor offense. And a turnover for the Knicks.
Marty had no plan that time. He was just going with the ball.
That's the Knicks' 5th turnover.
This is why Marty's in the game, because of his defensive prowess. Right there, good hands. But watch this. He had no plan right here. He didn't know what he was doing. Dribble right into a triple team.
Seen Penny Hardaway play more defense in the first half of this game than he played in his couple of seasons in New York. Granted, he's healthy again, but he looks pretty good. Looks pretty lively. Good extra pass again. And a hand check on Marbury. So the Knicks pick up their 2nd team foul. 2 on Marbury.
And both teams now have dug in on the defense, folks. Just watch him work now on the defense.
Nate Robinson bumping Parker. Ball poked out of bounds by Malik Rose.
Malik omnipresent now. He's doing a good job against penetrators. This time, good sleight of hand, but the Heat retain it underneath.
You see Smush Parker out there. Parker's only played 3 of the 5 games. He was one of their big free agent signees. Knocks down that shot. The New York City product was the starting point guard for the Lakers the past 2 years, but Phil Jackson and the Lakers, they were a little tired of his, what they felt was not a proper attitude. He would get upset when he would be taken out of the games and just kind of sit at the end of the bench. Pat Riley hasn't been happy with his point guard play.
You know, I noticed that with people from Florida, Mike.
Collins goes across. 4 on the shot clock, blocked by Mourning.
Those nasty attitudes they produced there.
I just wouldn't come out. Ricky Davis, good defense from Collins again. And Davis a little out of control. 3-second violation, offensive 3 seconds called against Udonis Haslem.
See, normally big guys, when you go up, they think you're going to shoot the ball. So that's why Haslem was the culprit that time in the paint. I had that problem, Mike. When I first came to the Knicks, I would pass. The Knicks players were not accustomed to a guy going up and not shooting the ball. So a lot of times I was throwing the ball away because they were never looking for it. So they got him to that.
Markman will try a 3, way off the mark.
Well, like Lee, I like to see him taking a shot. That shows that he's developing confidence in the shot. So many times they're reluctant to shoot.
Well, he's 5 for 29 for his career. I don't think he should be taking 3-pointers. As Mourning dumps it in, and the lead is now ballooned to 11.
And this is noteworthy. Shaq on the bench, Williams on the bench. The Knicks need to talk.
And Davis just bangs into Marbury. Tell you what, they're letting them play almost too much at both ends of the floor. And a 6-0 start for Miami here to begin the second quarter. After the Knicks led by 6 early, it's the Miami Heat with a double. Miami Heat up by 11. Dwayne Wade last season dislocated his left shoulder, but did not have surgery because he wanted to come back and play in the playoffs, which he did, but they were swept in the first round. He wound up having surgery May 15th, but not only shoulder surgery, but knee surgery as well. He's still not back, but before tonight's game, Pat Riley was asked about his status.
What I don't want to do is every day make a comment on it. You know, he's coming. You know, he's coming, and then, you know, one day he'll make a decision to play. So, but it's like, you know, it's up and down, because the whole process of doing things, you know that he hasn't done for a long time at another level, it will create a reaction the next day, whether he's sore or he feels good.
One of the premier players in the game. Pat Riley can't wait to have him back, but they're doing the smart thing. And Wade actually talked with a couple of different players, including Chauncey Billups, who had some surgeries, and talked to them about when to return. And they all told him, take your time. Baron Davis was another guy, as Marbury puts it in. They all said, listen, the last thing you want to do, knowing you come back for your team, but don't rush it, because it's going to wind up having an impact for the whole season. You wait a couple of extra weeks, and you'll be ready to go. Freddie Jones is in. Now Isaiah Thomas going with some players he hasn't used. Does not like the way it's going. O'Neal deep in the post. Bachman can't hold on to it. And a new 24. So already 10 Knicks have played. He's gone with an 8-man rotation most of the young season. Haslem.
See Bachman contesting that shot. Haslem had made 5 consecutive this far in that time.
That 3-pointer won't go for Marbury. The Knicks have gone away from Curry. Now he did sit a bit, but he's back in. But
Shaq
the defensive team out there with Freddie Jones and Marty Collins.
Shaq has excellent position, can't finish. That time he spins it in.
So O'Neal now 2 for 7, and the Knicks down by 11. And Miami's shooting 56%.
And remember, this is the worst scoring team in the league, the Heat, entering this game.
And a foul on O'Neal. That's going to be his second. First team foul on the Heat. Mark Blount will come in. Blount, the Yonkers native, bounced around. He was acquired in that trade with Ricky Davis from Minnesota, in which they sent Antoine Walker and Michael Doliak to the Timberwolves back in late October. That's all part of the Heat, too. I mean, they made a big trade right before the season. They've had key guys out. So they have reasons for being 0-5. And they've lost a couple of 2-point games. Collins inside to Boston. And Boston had his shot blocked.
O'Neal had a hand on it. Collins knocks it out right in front of us. The Heat will inbound in the front court.
Also in the game, Darrell Wright. Wright, who they were hoping might step into a starting lineup this year, because they didn't re-sign James Posey or Jason Capono, but he has not played well.
Oh, right.
Extra pass stolen by Marbury. Good anticipation. Freddie Jones played a heck of a lot. And an offensive foul.
Curry too zealous in the paint. He was in front of Shaq, and they say a flagrant elbow. Isaiah can't believe it.
Arguing with Eric Lewis, the young official.
He's saying
And a technical foul on Isaiah Thomas.
Thomas usually not very animated, as you saw that time. He erupted because Curry was inside of Shaq, and Thomas was saying that Curry was trying to get him off his back. I think he had a good point here. Watch this. See, Curry's inside. Shaq had a hand on his shoulder.
The only thing I can see, and it looks like a bad call, is Jason Williams misses the technical. Curry used the left hand. Looked like he was going to wrap it around, but he never really finished that particular move. I agree with you, Clyde.
That would have been a big play. Shaq already with 2 fouls.
Now it's Curry with 2. David Lee comes in. And Freddie Jones sits. You can see Freddie Jones a little frustrated. He's hardly played.
Knicks had shortened their rotation. They've been only using 8 players. And they surpassed that right now in the first half. Shots are difficult to come by. Vexing defense now.
And a moving screen on Blount.
Yeah, good job by Steph getting over the screen with gusto. Take a look. Right there, Steph doing a good job.
Sometimes just making the effort to fight through the screen will draw the foul, as opposed to just letting yourself get screened. Curry. Bachman with the tip. Won't go. Bachman again. And banks it in. Off balance with the second effort.
That play indicative of the tenacity of Bachman. Just relentless that time on his rebounding effort.
Knicks have only scored 4 points through 5.5 minutes of this second quarter. Williams carried it.
Collins on his case. So the Heat now intimidated. Starting to unravel. Well, let's take a look at Bachman, 6'8". Bounding, astounding right here with the second effort.
Effort, that's the whole key to his game. You always see another palming that we've seen called, the travelings, the carrying the balls.
Collins has to look for his shots.
David Lee, shot clock winding down, right-handed, in and out. Bachman trying to keep it alive. Knicks have still not taken a free throw. The Heat have only taken 3.
That's not an aberration for the Heat, but for the Knicks, they average 31 free throw attempts a game. The Heat only 17.
Curry playing with 2 fouls. They give him help. And that leaves a Heat player wide open, which Parker can't hit. Tipped out of bounds by Blount. And we'll have a timeout. Just over 5.5 remaining. Knicks struggling to score as they trail by 9. Season long, Rangers, Islanders, and Devils will battle for local supremacy in the Hummer Metro Ice Challenge. Tune in to MSG Wednesday night. Rangers and Devils go at it in Jersey, down in that beautiful new arena. Game time is 7 o'clock. Game time tonight was 6 o'clock, the early Sunday night start. Knicks down to 33-24. With 5.5 minutes remaining. A little cheer going up. They put Jorge Posada up on the big screen. The maybe former Yankees catcher, a free agent. Either way, no matter where he's playing, he's going to make some big bucks, Clyde.
Yep.
One of the best of his position in the game. I can't remember. You Yankee or Met? Oh, you root for both. You always give that politically correct answer.
I do. If they play each other, I root for the underdog, which is usually the Mets.
Oh, come on.
Same with the Giants and the Jets.
So you always pick the underdog. You're a kind man, Clyde.
With the New York team, if I have to take a selection. Right. I do that because of the fans. They deserve a winning team.
Curry.
Scared by Shaq that time. Should have dunked it on the first effort.
I don't know if he needed to go the reverse
That's
side.
what I mean, right. He was open on this side. He should have dunked it. Back door.
Knicks now trying to help out Curry. Marbury shows a bit. Boy, that's just good point guard play. Jason Williams got himself in position to shoot, so Marbury had to come out, and he threw it right back in.
And Shaq had a foot closer to the basket and made a difference.
He let him repost. That's smart point guard play. 5 assists for Jason Williams.
Yeah, we've seen that type of teamwork by both teams.
Crawford. That's a three. It's good. Knicks with their first three-pointer. Now 1 for 5.
The three-pointer should be there because both teams are doubling on the post. So prudent movement of the ball will find an uncontested shooter. That time the Knicks finding Jamal.
Williams high off the glass, won't go. E.Curry had 12 points in the first quarter, has not scored in the second. Nice feed to Lee. O'Neal right there, block shot. I don't know if it was Blount or O'Neal.
2 7-footers smothering Lee.
They give it to Mark Blount.
Oh, shake and bake there.
Jason Williams. And Curry the rebound. 4 boards for Curry.
Steph in a hurry.
And a foul on Jason Williams. Miami Heat only their second team foul. Substitutions back in the game. Quentin Richardson returns for the Knicks. Crawford will sit. And Ricky Davis and Penny Hardaway back in the game. Nope, Crawford staying in. And it's Ronaldo Balkman.
Look at the defense again, folks. The Heat now. Hear those sneakers squealing. They've been doubling the post.
Marbury left open. Good ball movement. And in and out. Richardson's tip almost goes in. And the second effort from Quentin Richardson.
Yeah, we saw that previously from Balkman. That time the 6'6" Richardson rising with the tip in.
Quentin Richardson finally getting some scoring on Friday night. He had 13 points combined in the first 4 games of the season. Or first 3 games, I should say. And then had 19 in the 4th game. And right there, his bucket here brings the Knicks back within 6. 3.5 minutes remaining, second quarter from the Garden. Back at Madison Square Garden, just under 3.5 to play in the second. Knicks trailing by 6. Shaquille O'Neal sat down with our Joe Martin yesterday. And one of the questions she asked him was about the slow start and how the team is dealing with it.
This is time where it actually can build character. You know, we don't have the locker room where it's your fault or he's not doing this, he's not doing that. So, you know, it's something that we have to deal with. You know, obviously we're not playing with enough energy. Obviously we're not doing the things right to win games. And we're not going to make excuses. You know, there's a lot of things we could say, but, you know, to me they all sound like and become excuses. So we don't even say. We just know that we have to step it up and, you know, we just have to win games.
You can see more of Jill Martin's interview with Shaq coming up at halftime. For those of you who missed it on the pregame show, Davis misses over the backboard. One thing Pat Riley said about the team, and not that they were using it as an excuse, but it was kind of in the back of their mind that players were relying on Dwayne Wade's return. Obviously, they're going to be better when he comes back, and he just felt that they were thinking too much on when he comes back, we'll be okay, as opposed to saying, hey, let's win some games now without him. Marbury, bad pass, stolen by Williams. An excellent hustle from Crawford to make Williams try a more difficult reverse shot. Curry at it, lost it, falls down. Well, that's the kind of defensive effort you want to see more of.
Yep, never quitting on the play. The Heat have gone cold now. Davis misfiring twice from downtown.
David Lee with his 5th rebound.
And look at this score.
Crawford hit. Davis, was he behind the 3-point mark? And they're going to give him 3 free throws.
So Davis missed his last 2 jumpers and now showing folly. When you try to block a shot, go straight up, not break that imaginary plane between the offense and the defense.
Malik Rose back in. Curry will sit down. And this will be the Knicks' first free throw attempt of the game with 2:27 remaining in the second.
Jamal, their best free throw shooter.
Riley has had O'Neal in the game when Curry's in, and when Curry sits down, he takes him out. They both have 2 fouls.
Yeah, I used to hate that when I was playing. I sit down, Wes sit down, Earl sits down.
It's the price you pay for startup.
That's
there.
right. You have to earn your money, man, every night. And Curry has had to deal with that. He had to go against Camby, Howard, and now that man, O'Neal.
This is an easier, I mean, at this point in his career, an easier matchup for Curry. Howard just so quick. Knicks, meanwhile, now on an 8-0 run. And they pull back within 3. Hardaway trying to post up. Blocked. Nice play from Crawford.
2 splendid defensive plays by Jamal. Previously harassing Williams into missing a layup.
Richardson against Davis. They're going to post him up. Backing him in, and a foul. You know, Clyde Crawford taken out of the game earlier. Freddie Jones came in. Marty Collins came in for defense. And that's how you hold players accountable when they don't play D. And perhaps him thinking on the bench, hey, I got to go out there and defend. And he made 2 nice defensive plays.
Right, Hardaway, the height advantage is 6'8" over the 6'5" Jamal. But Jamal would not acquiesce and block the shot. Richardson, the recipient, makes the first free throw, has 1 more.
So we've seen now this will be the 8th free throw attempt combined for the 2 teams. Heat with only 3, and this is the Knicks' 5th. And the Knicks 5 for 5. They're back within 1.
Typical run by the Knicks. They were down 11. And as we often mention, they seem to have to get down before they get up. And they're up right now.
10 straight points. Williams. Haslam. Back to Jason Williams, who's got the touch going nicely now. 8 points for Jason Williams.
Exquisite passing by both teams. Both teams are using a double, and good passing has found uncontested shooters. That time, Williams.
The Heat have 12 assists. Marbury won't go.
So watch again the composure on the offense by the Heat. Wherever the Knicks double, they made them pay by finding that open man.
Marbury fighting over the screen. Williams tries it again. Haslam with the tip won't go, and David Lee with his 6th rebound. Crawford, trailer, he was yelling as he flew down the court, and Lee on the follow. David Lee once again. And the Knicks back within 1.
Yeah, that time inside of Mourning with the 2-handed flush.
7 rebounds in the first half for David Lee. Knicks need him with no Zach Randolph tonight as he's attending his grandmother's funeral. Stripped by Richardson. And then a kick ball. The Knicks with some nice defensive plays here in the second quarter.
Let's take a look at Davis. Watch him get inside of Zoe right there. And the finish. And then the good sleight of hand by Q Rich.
Marbury for 3. Bang! Stephon Marbury regains the lead for the Knicks. After trailing by 11, the Knicks back up by 2, and a 20-second timeout called by Pat Riley on this 15-2 Knick run. Riley obviously not happy. Stephon Marbury now with 9 points and 4 assists. Williams just didn't get up on him. And Marbury able to knock it down. Meanwhile, the Knicks defense has been the story here in the second quarter. The Heat, with only 12 points, turned an 11-point deficit into a 2-point lead. Hardaway lines up a 3. And David Lee lost the rebound, but Freddie Jones right there to clean it up. And a 20-second timeout. Again, Uter has been certainly a challenge. He's now 62 years old. And hoping that Dwayne Wade comes back soon. Shot clock turned off as we wind down the first half. Marbury. David Lee. Off the mark, nearly tipped in by Richardson. And there's the buzzer, but a loose ball foul. Well, no. David Jones says no. Quarter's over, no foul. And the Knicks with an excellent job defensively in the second quarter as the Miami Heat scored just 12 points on 6 of 18 from the field. Knicks down by as many as 11 in the second quarter. Come back, and they'll head to the locker room up by 2.
We might set a record tonight for fewest free throw attempts here. Knicks dominated the paint, so we should see more of that here in the second half.
And Isaiah Thomas laughing, but he can't be happy with the 6 assists. Knicks need to move the ball a little better. But overall, the defense, maybe that's why he's smiling, because good solid defense in that second quarter. Shot clock down to 7.
Shaq likes to reset because he can get closer to the hoop, and it works.
That's exactly what Herb Williams just spoke about, the reposting. And you mentioned it, Clyde, in the first half. The first time he kicks it out, and then he reposts a foot closer, and he's nearly unstoppable. Crawford, Marbury, Richardson. That's a 3. And E.Curry stripped by Davis.
Shaq was trying to, Curry was fending off Shaq, and good hands by Davis to come up with the steal.
It's just tuning in. Knicks without Zach Randolph, attending his grandmother's funeral back in Indianapolis. And the Heat without Dwayne Wade, still not back after his surgery on his shoulder and knee. Nice feed inside, and David Lee just got caught with his back to his man.
Shaq looking to go to work. Previously the hoop, this time the dish.
Knicks down by 2. They trail by as many as 11 in that second period. Lee gets it inside, blocked by O'Neal. And Shaquille O'Neal with his 3rd block of the game.
Shaq has 2 fouls. He's come close to getting that 3rd one. But officials letting them to play tonight, so the game has been physical.
And they've let them play from the start. In fact, as we said earlier, might have been let them play a little too much early. Both teams were complaining. Shot clock at 5. Curry now trying to repost. Triple teamed and stripped of the ball.
Curry not protecting the ball with his body. Shaq got a hand in there. Okay. Both teams now are looking to go inside. And when you do that, you lose your continuity. There's a baseline shot.
Haslam kicks it out. Davis spots up. And E.Curry with his 5th rebound. Curry a much better job on the boards tonight than Friday night. Richardson for 3. Won't go. You know, Curry, though, you look at his numbers, Clyde. He's 1st in the NBA in field goal percentage, 67%. Tonight he's 6 of 11. Offensively, he's just come such a long way. Williams trying to find an opening. Fires away. That's a bad shot.
Yep, that's the old Jason Williams there.
Crawford. And a foul on Hardaway. Hardaway say, how could you call that on me?
So the Heat bringing the Knicks down to their level. Their offense has been anemic. And right now the Knicks are suffering as well.
Talked to Hardaway before the game. He's just so thrilled to be playing again. Crawford hit and a foul. Ricky Davis arguing that call. And Jamal Crawford now with 10 points and a chance for a 3-point play. Davis is 3rd.
Davis not showing much aptitude. He previously fouled Crawford from behind the arc. And that was our Panasonic digital replay, this time inside of the arc, but another 3-point opportunity for Jamal.
Crawford from the free throw line badly misses. He had hit his first 3. He had been 25 for 28 for the season at over 88%.
Knicks are pressuring their defense. I don't think they should pressure them high because that's what happened. The interior is open.
Quentin Richardson right now is on O'Neal. Knicks in a bit of a zone.
Yeah, they should sag inside rather than force it on the perimeter.
And a foul will go, I believe, against Richardson.
Shaq the focal point now of the Heat offense. Let's take a look at how he's working. So he likes to give it up and then reset so he can get closer. Right there, you see, he's 6 feet away. Very difficult.
Hardaway. That 3-pointer won't go. David Lee, his 8th rebound. That foul on Richardson, his 1st. All tied up. Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the second. Lee turns and back shot won't go. He's struggling from the field. 2 for 10.
And Lee has had his woes with Haslam. Now he's on him right there, allowing him to penetrate.
Haslam just kind of threw it up at the basket. Here comes Marbury. Seen a lot of guys leaving their feet. Lee, no, they're going to wave it off. A foul on Crawford. Crawford looking at Eric Lewis.
Isaiah looking bewildered. Watch Jamal. There he is.
Oh, that's a terrible call.
Oh, what a belated call as well.
Not just belated if he goes into him, but there was hardly any contact. That's a bad call. Haslam. O'Neal and Curry just wrapped up together as Curry picks up his third.
Good.
Let's go back to that
Very dubious call right here.
I mean, there's obviously some contact, but that, I mean, you can't call that. Crawford picks up his first. And Williams didn't even he didn't even fake the flop. He just kind of leaned sideways. And David Lee, good hustle to deflect it out of bounds. 6 on the shot clock.
A chagrin-filled third quarter. Both teams inept on the offense. Defense being played very well here, but not much offense.
Ricky Davis going to create for himself, and that's what he can do. Davis is a very good scorer, has been, and knocks that one down. 4 times in his career he's averaged 16 points or more per game for a season. Once over 20. Curry very careless that time. 12th turnover for the Knicks.
Both teams, the Knicks are really becoming stagnant, and the Heat starting to feature this guy, so they've lost their continuity as well.
David Lee again, good hustle. This is reminiscent of the old Knick Heat games that were 78, 76.
Yep, defensive oriented game.
Pat Riley was on the other bench.
Shots are hard to come by.
Haslam, tough fall away shot. That's not his shot. And he gets tipped out in a new 24. O'Neal just sits down low. Falls down as he knocks it in. 10 points for O'Neal.
Yeah, Curry can ill afford another foul. He has 3. So that's not a good sign for the Knicks.
Knicks have scored just 2 points in 5 minutes here in this period. Curry underneath and hard foul. Smart foul by Hardaway.
Let's take a look at Shaq and his dominance in the paint. See, he already has Eddie pinned in. And right there, that was contact, no foul call.
You know what's one of the amazing things about O'Neal, Clyde, and Curry faces a little of this, but certainly nothing like the extent of O'Neal. Throughout his career, I mean, he gets fouled almost every shot he takes. There's so much contact because he's such an enormous man that it barely looks like anybody's hitting him. And he understands it. He deals with it. Sometimes he complains, and once in a while he gets it technical. But overall, considering how hard he's been fouled over the years and how he has very rarely erupted from that, shows you a little something. His composure when he gets whacked night in and night out throughout his career.
He's so much like Will Chamberlain. Similar scenario when Will Chamberlain played. He has that same demeanor.
Knicks again back in the zone. Shot clock winding down.
Nice, Williams. That's how you keep your dribble. Maintain your dribble, keep your head up. And that's how he was able to manipulate inside.
Jason Williams with 10 points. This is a basic grinded out game so far. Crawford, that's a 3. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Haslam, all because of the hustle from Lee. Isaiah Thomas calls out the play.
Left side of your screen. See, Lee keeps it alive.
Coming up on the midway point of the third. Knicks trailing the Heat by 4. Miami looking for their first win of the season. O'Neal pokes it away. Crawford inside. Nice feed to Lee. Jamal Crawford with his 3rd assist. He's not penetrated as much as some of the other games, Clyde.
He's starting to get the feel of it now, though, breaking down the D that time.
O'Neal single coverage. Davis.
Haslam. Again, Lee denying Haslam the rebound.
But it's going to be Miami ball. 2 terrific rebounding forwards, Haslam and Lee. Lee also doing some other things. 6 points, 8 rebounds for Lee. The Knicks, an unbelievable player. Clyde, what do you remember?
Phenomenal. He can put up 20 and 10s every night. McAdoo, a resounding rebounder, one of the best perimeter shooters for a 6'10", at infinite range with the jumper.
He's getting, I'm voting for him in that. I think he has the highest.
I'm going with Bernard.
Hall of Famer as O'Neal dumps it in. Knicks once again down by 4.
Shaq starting to percolate now.
Again, he's coming off his best game against Phoenix the other night, when he had 25, 10, and 3 blocks. Just want to get Curry going. They've been doubling him, though. Bad pass from Richardson. 13 turnovers. Curry had 12 points in the first quarter. He's only had 2 since. He'd have done a much better job of taking the ball out.
And Shaq has awoken.
You can say the Knicks miss Zach Randolph what they do, which they do. The Heat obviously missed Dwayne Wade. Both teams without their big scores. Jason Williams and Richardson trying to get it. And Lee comes away. 9 rebounds for David Lee. Curry inside and foul. That's going to be 3 on O'Neal. Curry will go to the line where he's 2 for 2 tonight.
O'Neal saying, I didn't reach, but he did reach in. So we've seen a lot of foolish fouls tonight. Curry trying to capitalize.
The Heat not only looking for their first win of the regular season, they were 0-7 in the preseason. Didn't even taste a victory in the preseason. They were swept in the playoffs last year in 4, and I think they lost their last 2 regular season games. So it's been a while since they've tasted victory.
And when you're in opposition, you do not want to play a team in that scenario. Just on the law of averages alone.
Haslam. And Penny Hardaway can't hit. O'Neal easily gets the weak side rebound. Hardaway inside. And David Lee in traffic. Good tough rebound. His 10th. Curry got away with a push. Richardson. Knicks need scoring from somewhere right now as Richardson gets his 2nd field goal. By the way, Richardson has 9 rebounds. Knicks back within 1. O'Neal swarmed. Lee deflects it. Not a smart pass that time. Crawford, little hesitation move, and puts it in. And the Knicks back up by 1.
And the Heat need to talk now. The Knicks on their rampage.
Riley calls timeout. David Lee providing a spark on the boards. And Jamal Crawford now 12 points for the Knicks, who trail by, actually have regained the lead. As Pat Riley tries to spoil the Knicks fans' fun with a victory, which would be his first of the season. And what she said before, they were winless in the preseason, got swept by Chicago in the playoffs, lost their last 2. So it's a tough stretch, again, without Dwayne Wade in the preseason and the regular season. And they had a couple of close ones. They lost 2 games by 2. They lost to Phoenix by 5. Riley has tried to remain patient as he waits for his star to come back. But he admitted he made some mistakes. He thought they should have re-signed Jason Capono. They also let James Posey go. Some key bench players for them the last couple of seasons. And they didn't want to go over the luxury tax, so they didn't want to spend on what's basically role players. But by not re-signing those and not finding other good free agents, they found themselves in some trouble. As we have a moving screen on Mourning, his 2nd.
It also illuminates the fact that this is a players' league. I don't care how great a coach you are. If you don't have the players, you become a mediocre team and coach.
You could take a team with not a lot of talent that works hard and overachieves. But in terms of long run and success, it's not going to happen in the league, as you said, Clyde.
Right.
And obviously a great coach can take good talent and make them into champions. but it's hard to make champions out of just average talent. Possible almost. Curry. Nice move from Curry. He's got 17 now.
That's what Red Holtzman used to tell me. Clyde, I was a good coach before I got you guys. Then I became a great coach.
I was reading Steve Servey did 30 questions with you, that Q&A in the New York Post today. And I love when they ask you as a foul call on Curry. That's going to be 4 now on Curry. When they ask you about Red Holtzman, in terms of what he meant to you, and it's obviously a great deal.
Oh, yeah. He was very instrumental in my success, believing in me, instilling confidence in me. Terrific man. Hard but fair. That was Red Holtzman. Had no favors. There were only one set of rules for Frazier, for Reed, for Mike Reardon. It didn't matter, and that's why he had the respect of the players.
And, of course, the 2 championships. (52-49). Smush Parker back in.
Look at the Knicks defense now. Riveting right now.
Parker's going to have to put it up. Way off. David Lee, his 11th rebound.
Parker putting it up out of frustration.
Malik Rose back in. Isaiah Thomas used 10 players in the first half. And a defensive 3 seconds called against Alonzo Mourning. So a 1-shot technical. Crawford will shoot that. Crawford has become the Knicks' best free throw shooter. Lead now 4. Marbury tied up. Good ball movement again. Crawford. And Haslam the rebound, his 10th. Haslam having a terrific game. Double-double, 12 points, 10 boards.
Haslam right at, he's averaging 14 and 10 on the season. So one of the bright spots for the Heat.
Mourning again trying to go right at Malik Rose. Excellent defense. Mourning wanting a foul. Crawford inside, high, won't go. Richardson trying to tip it, but couldn't hold on.
Good job by Haslam changing the trajectory of that shot by Crawford. You can see Mourning struggle now. When you lack playing time, it's difficult to get into the flow.
And that's a foul call on Jason Williams. Williams is not arguing. I didn't see it. Couldn't see from that shot. See, watches. Yeah, oh, he pushed off with the left arm. Good call from Eric Lewis. And again, that's Marbury trying to fight over the screen,
which he's been doing all evening. Excellent job by Steph. And now Williams fights over the screen. Lee charged with the moving violation. Fatigue a factor now, folks. When you get tired, you do foolish things. And we've seen that the last 2 times.
David Lee just said, hey, good call to Scott Foster. Let's see. Now he's moving. Good call is right.
His pace has taken a toll on the players now.
Final minute, 3rd quarter. I don't know if it's the pace as much as the style. As Williams fires away and hits a 3, and it's back to a 1-point game. The 3-point shooting has been abysmal. 3 for 16 for the Heat, 2 for 12 for the Knicks, so a combined 5 for 28. That's some ugly numbers. Rose to Crawford. Lee goes right at Mourning and gets it to go. David Lee going right out, one of the premier shot blockers in the NBA.
Zoe all over him, but to no avail.
Davis looks up at the shot clock. Good help from Malik Rose. Just such a smart help defender is Rose. Marbury chasing Williams, and a foul. Are they going to count it? One ref said 24-second violation. Another called a foul, and it's going to be a 24-second violation. So the 2 refs check with each other.
And that was the right call. The ball was still in Williams' hand.
Marbury gets lucky there.
And that play is indicative of the riveting K9 defense that the Knicks have been playing.
Marbury for three. It's good! With 9/10 of a second remaining, nails the three-pointer. Davis fires it down the court. And that will end the third quarter as the Knicks have equaled their largest lead of the game. Stephon Marbury, as Jason Williams kept backtracking, lined it up and nailed it. Knicks go on a 13-3 run. And after three quarters, and yes, it's a three-quarter score, it's the Knicks 58 and the Heat 52. Dance Squad, the making of the Knicks City Dancers tonight at 9, only on MSG. Rose misses, Lee the rebound, and mauled by Haslam. And they're going to sing in the act of shooting.
And it was the first half, it was Haslam. At one point, Haslam made 5 consecutive baskets, sending Lee to the bench. Lee has retaliated here in the second half. So he's been the aggressor, this time with the rebound, and now at the line to shoot 2.
That's just 2 rough, rugged defenders and rebounders going at it as we go to Al Troutwig.
Mike, we've mentioned this before, but it's been a while. David Lee, to improve his free throw shooting, broke it down into 2 separate motions. 1, the take back, where something can go wrong, and 2, the release. So what he did was he brings the ball to a set and then only has to go forward with the shot, which is exactly the way that Rick Barry once told me to shoot underhanded. Set your wrists, and then all you do is come forward, and so much less can go wrong. And look at what he's done with his free throw shooting.
Rookie year, Al, 58%. Then last year, 81%. And this year, he's now 12 for 13 from the line. Just superb.
Hey, Al, how did it help you? What is your shooting percentage?
Davis brings it back within 6.
Fine, I just talk about it.
You do a good job at that, my man.
Opening minute here in the 4th. Marbury, Rose, O'Neal giving him the shot, goes inside. Nice feed to Lee. Unselfish play from Malik Rose.
And the Heat now with the Matador defense standing around, and Knicks dominating the paint.
And Lee with 12 points, 12 rebounds in his first start of the year. Smush Parker wide open. And the Knicks, that's been the problem last year and early this year, defending the 3. Now, Miami tonight just 4 of 18. But it brings them back within 5. Marbury just kind of flips it up. Not a good shot. O'Neal, quick outlet.
Parker on the wing.
Inside pass, a bad one stolen by Richardson.
It's a good idea, but the wrong time.
Marbury, pull-up jumper. O'Neal with his 7th rebound.
Steph uncontested that time, could not finish. You see the huffing and puffing going on now as the pace has quickened.
Knicks have played a lot of zone, more tonight than we've seen in the first 4 games combined. As Ricky Davis turns it over, Marty Collins struggling a bit with his dribble. And I like that. The refs didn't make any call there. Collins got bumped, but it didn't affect anything.
Yep, they've done a good job in letting the players play tonight.
Richardson, oh, nice spin move against Parker. And the Knicks back up by 7. 8 points, 9 boards for Quentin Richardson. They lob it in, and Richardson just shoves O'Neal.
Let's take a look at Q Rich. 230 pounds. Parker 180, maybe. Just overwhelming him with a nice spin move. So this is our Panasonic digital replay. What does that mean, Mike? I never got what when he does his head like that. What is?
He's never said. He doesn't reveal it.
Yeah.
He used to do it with Darius Miles.
Yeah, when they were with the Clippers, that's when they started.
But he's always said it's a private thing. Davis slobs. Oh, nice pass, and O'Neal with the finish.
Impeccable timing that time by Davis and O'Neal.
Chris Quinn, the second-year guard from Notre Dame, is in. He's guarding Marty Collins. Collins getting some very important minutes after not playing at all through the first 4 games. Rose. Knicks don't have a lot of offense out there right now. With Collins, Bachman, and Rose not considered, they're considered defenders. And that's what Isaiah Thomas said before the game. He was going to sacrifice some offense for defense. How about Rose, who's barely 6'7", guarding Shaquille O'Neal. Nice defense from Richardson, but Davis gets it back. Bachman then called for a reach-in. And Quentin Richardson is shaken up on the play.
Yeah. When Davis dove, he dove on Richardson's arm, and you can see he's in agony right now.
Roger Hines quickly to him as Richardson holding that right arm. And right away, he was hurting. We'll check when we come back. Quentin Richardson remaining at the Knicks bench, still talking with head athletic trainer Roger Hines after this play. You see, kind of reached Sekine right away, kicking his feet. And we'll get an update on his injury in just a moment. Of course, injury is a big part of the Miami Heat. Dwayne Wade. Here's what Pat Riley said on our Geico quote book. I should have made him get the surgery last February when he initially injured the shoulder. That's what I should have done. We wouldn't be talking about this. That was my gut feeling at the time, by the way. But Wade didn't want to have the surgery. They were the defending champs, and he felt that if he didn't have the surgery, he'd get rested and be back in time for the playoffs, which he was. But he obviously wasn't 100%, and it wasn't easy for the team to overcome that. Because if he had the surgery in February, he would have been done for the season, and there went defense of their title. You admire Wade for trying to stay through it, but it may have cost him, certainly this year, in the early going, by not having the surgery right away. Parker misses. Bachman high for the rebound. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Coming up on 4 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Curry's done a nice solid job against O'Neal. And O'Neal though with the steal. And a loose ball foul on Curry. Curry now with 5. Right on cue. He struggles. Let's send it over to Al Troutwick.
Hey, Mike, Nate Robinson's been available throughout the night, but you know he's been bothered by that slightly strained hamstring. So Roger Hines gives him a portable electro-stim device that he puts on the hamstring, and it artificially vibrates the muscles. It does two things. It helps him rehab the injury, but it also keeps the muscle ready to go in the game if Isaiah Thomas calls him to go in.
Looks like an iPod. I think he's listening to music. Of course, he has no headphones on.
Well, he's the Knicks' best dancer, so maybe that's what they're piping it into his leg.
Quinn misses his first shot of the night, but Marty Collins getting the chance, and as Knicks fans saw last year, Collins can defend. He did a good job in the final games of the season with the injuries to Marbury and Crawford. Marbury gets inside, left-handed, pretty play from Stephon Marbury.
Quinn making him use the left that time. Good improvising by Steph.
14.6 assists from Marbury. Lee now back on O'Neal. Bachman going to help. Penny Hardaway. And Hardaway showing the touch. He has struggled tonight, just 2 of 8 from the field.
And the Knicks have to make a decision. Are they going to continue to swarm to Shaq? Or allow these guys to find their range from the perimeter?
Marbury, you can see, wants to take Quinn off the dribble. Collins spinning, gets inside, flips it up, and in. Nice play from Marty Collins. That's his first points of the season.
Yeah, he surprised O'Neal. He got it out so quickly. Shaquille didn't have a chance to attempt to block.
Quinn comes down and misfires, but O'Neal grabs his 8th board. O'Neal, bank shot won't go. Collins, quick outlet. Bachman looking for an opening. And a silly foul from Hardaway. Second team foul on Miami. 3rd on Hardaway. Ricky Davis will come in. Who's going to sit? It's Smush Parker. Marbury over O'Neal. And long rebound, Marty Collins. Collins making a lot of little intangible plays, making a difference here in the second half.
And you can see him exuding confidence now as well.
Nice block from Ricky Davis.
Smothering Jamal.
Davis fakes a three, and a foul on Lee. That's 14 fouls on the Knicks, 2 on Lee. And we're going to have a break. We're just past the midway point of the fourth quarter. Knicks and Heat battling all the way, 6-point game. Second half, Shaquille O'Neal, 1 year averaged 13 a game himself. 1 year he shot 972 free throws in like 74 games. That's 13 free throws per game. As Davis is fouled, but they just can't get to the line, and right on cue, they're going to the line. And we're going to answer our trivia from before, because Bob McAdoo is here as an assistant. Knicks all-time career scoring average leader. Ewing getting 49%, and it is McAdoo, who averaged 26.7 points per game in his Knicks career, playing from 1976 to 79. Another great score. 68-64. Knicks by 4. Marbury. And Bachman somehow brings it down one-handed like that, but unable to contain it. Well, he is an amazing athlete. Lee guarding O'Neal. Lee looks like just a little kid next to him. Davis hits a three, and it's a 1-point game.
Three ball has bewitched the Knicks throughout this early season, and that time Davis right in front of their bench.
All of a sudden they're hitting their threes. 3 for 6 from three-point range here in the fourth quarter after really struggling through the first 3 periods. Crawford on the drive. Shot won't fall, and Haslam with his 11th rebound.
And Davis now doing a good job on Jamal, denying him easy shot opportunity.
Knicks led by 8 here in this fourth quarter, but now clinging to a 1-point advantage. Penny Hardaway, the extra pass. Quinn. And goes over the backboard. Quinn upset with himself. He's now 0 for 3.
Quinn, one of those guys, has to keep his NBA card in his pocket when he goes to the arena.
Curry's back in. Bachman sits. Quinn, second year out of Notre Dame, not drafted.
It's like a little kid.
He's 24. He looks about half of that. But he won over Pat Riley with his hustle, and he can shoot the ball, although he's obviously not hitting here. Marbury, not a good shot that time, and Haslam. Knicks from three-point range, 3 of 14. Overall, just 39% from the field.
Curry's back in the game now.
Nice deflection from Marbury. Marbury to Crawford, goes up, bank shot, won't go, and Haslam the rebound. Good transition defense and hustle from Ricky Davis.
Again on Crawford's case. Jamal has missed his last 3 with Davis hounding him.
There's the double on O'Neal, a bad pass. Both teams with 16 turnovers. Lee running the floor. David Lee with 14 points, 12 rebounds, starting in place of Zach Randolph.
And the Heat want to talk now. That time not communicating. Haslam getting back too late. And Lee with another stop. Let's take a look. There's Lee ahead of Haslam. Riley upset, wants to talk to his team now.
But Lee has stepped up and played well. He struggled shooting the ball in the first half, but the usual terrific rebounding and energy. And he's helped the Knicks to this 3-point lead, but still plenty of time remaining.
Yep, the Knicks are still vulnerable from downtown. So they've been doubling Shaq, so they can ill afford that now. There's another 3 because they're doubling Shaq.
And David Lee, another rebound. Under 3 minutes remaining. Knicks led by 8 earlier in the period. Miami cut it to 1. Marbury, Marty Collins, a 3. Won't go. And Curry comes up with the offensive rebound. He did that in the Denver game. Crawford was wide open underneath the hoop. Curry didn't see him, but Curry had big rebounds in the fourth quarter of the Denver game. Marbury gets inside. Nice feed to Curry, who's called by Davis. And Curry will shoot 2 with 2.5 remaining.
Slick pass by Steph. Watch O'Neal comes on him, and then Haslam gives him an opening, and he's able to find Curry. Good foul by Davis. Eddie very erratic from the line.
That's a nice, gentle word to use, Clive. He has struggled until tonight, 3 of 4. And very good for him. And Conley sinks that one. 18 points, 6 rebounds for Curry. He's playing with 5 fouls right now.
That's why the Heat will continue to look to go into Shaq as the Knicks have to double.
And 2 perfect free throws from Curry. Knicks back up by 5 with under 2.5 to play. It's like an old-fashioned Knick Heat game. Low scoring and some pretty good defense. Oh! Well, there was good defense until then. Haslam can't finish and then puts it in. Jason Williams driving down the lane. Nobody stepped in. That's as wide a lane as you'll ever see.
And then the terrific effort by Haslam to finish on the second attempt.
Haslam 14 points, 15 boards. The usual dirty work for Haslam. Collins looking, Collins driving, Collins shooting, and draws the foul, got bailed out. Penny Hardaway does not like the call. Pat Riley arguing.
Collins is looking shaky. Watch his handle, it's a little shaky, regain his composure.
Well, the Knicks got a break there. That was not a good call.
So Marty for 2.
So Collins, his first free throw attempts of the season.
Oops.
Not even close. Collins last year as a rookie shot just 58% from the free throw line.
Pressure's on now as he almost barely drew iron on that one.
Curry has a cut. There's some blood, so Knicks will get 30 seconds to patch it up, stop it.
Were you at the fight last night, Mike?
No. Did you go?
No, I forgot about it. I heard a lot of the players were there, though.
Yeah. There's our man Anthony Goenega, the assistant athletic trainer, getting the blood off the jersey. Don't forget, coming up after the game, extended post-game coverage. We'll hear the press conference from Isaiah Thomas. Also going to the Knick locker room and hear Pat Riley. Will Pat Riley be talking about his first win of the season or their 6th straight loss to start? Former Knick coach. He helped turn things around here in New York, getting into the finals one year as Collins misses both free throws. Knicks have been shooting very well from the line tonight until then.
And that always comes back to haunt
you. Williams. Davis. Knicks need a stop here. Haslam on the drive, and they're going to call a foul. Curry tried to pick up the charge, but the foul came before that as we send it over to Al Troutwood.
Mike Quentin Richardson just had his right elbow x-rayed here at the Garden. The x-ray is negative. He has a hyperextended shooting elbow, and he will not be back. So that'll take a little time to see how long that's going to be a problem. Back to you.
All right, Al, that's the type of thing that we'll see tomorrow.
That's the type of thing that started to vex the Knicks last season. An injury here, an injury there.
Well, Richardson has been, career has really been hurt by injuries as Haslam way off the mark. Haslam's first free throw attempt of the night. He's normally a solid free throw shooter.
That was a wicked free throw. Now the Thunder sticks are out. And they were
misses both. And Lee with his 14th rebound. So both teams missing pretty big free throws here down the stretch. Knicks clinging to a 3-point lead. Good ball denial from Davis. Crawford double, gets it to Lee. Lee against O'Neal. Rushed it, won't go, and Hardaway the rebound. O'Neal's presence altering that shot. Jason Williams. O'Neal poked away by Marty Collins. Haslam gets it back, goes up, and banks it in. Second time that's happened on a broken play, and it's a one-point game.
Good perseverance by Haslam. As the ball was loose, he was able to pick it up and score.
Udonis Haslam having a big game with 16 points and 16 rebounds.
Haslam redeeming himself. He missed 2 key free throws prior to this. Now time swooping and hooping. Pressure is back on the Knicks.
So a 20-second timeout. 47.2 seconds remain. Now the Knicks still have 2 timeouts remaining, 1 full and 1 20. The Heat have 3 overall timeouts. Neither team with a foul to give. Did you see the reset?
And the Knicks really don't have a go-to guy right now, Jamal or Steph. Steph has been pretty efficient, so he's been able to dish it off to Curry when double teamed. So obviously he's good at breaking down the defense. Jamal, their best one-on-one player. Let's see what the Knicks decide.
Crawford has been that go-to guy. Zach Randolph will most likely become the go-to guy, but again, he's not here. And Pat Riley making some substitutions for defense. He brings in Alonzo Mourning for Shaquille O'Neal.
Zoe more agile and hostile than Shaq. So that's why he's out there.
Curry comes to help.
Oh,
Dangerous pass. Marbury looking for an opening. Marbury kicks it across to Crawford, and a bad pass and a costly turnover.
and now you saw why Zoe was out there Mourning doing the double teaming, making it difficult for Steph to try to attempt that pass. But they still leave Shaq on the bench.
So Marbury with a bad pass. It's the Knicks' 18th turnover. The Heat have not led here in the 4th quarter. They've been to within 1 several times. Jason Williams kicks it out to Davis. Davis back to Williams. Williams a jumper. Puts it in. And the Heat regain the lead with 19.9 remaining.
Williams a quick trigger that time as he came along the baseline, and before Stephon could react, he was rising for the jumper.
Their first lead of the 4th quarter as they've overcome an 8-point deficit. Heat looking for their first win of the season. Nick Ball when we come back.
Cheering on their heroes as they have it right in front of us along the sideline.
Marbury, Crawford, Robinson. 3 guards along with Curry and Lee. Mourning, Haslam, Hardaway, Jason Williams, Ricky Davis out there.
Davis has been all on Crawford's case.
Mourning, good help defense. Inside to Curry. Curry lost the ball, picked up by Williams. Knicks have to foul, and they do.
Haslam got a hand in there to knock it away, and what a magnificent game he has played.
And now Jason Williams will go to the line.
Watch Haslam. Double by Zoe. There's the pass. Haslam knocks it away. Williams with it. So Williams can take the Knicks out of their misery as he propelled the Heat to the lead. Previously with an 18-foot jumper along the baseline. Now looking for 2 from 15 feet away.
Jason Williams just 1 of 3 from the line in tonight's game.
Crowd continues to stand.
But he's a good free throw shooter, 81%. Knicks still have timeouts remaining, so even if he hits both, as he now makes it a 2-point game, a 3-pointer could tie it.
And we've seen so many times, Mike, do they foul or do they allow the Knicks to get up a 3-point shot?
9.4 remaining. Knicks will call time and move it up to half court. And Jason Williams, who hit the jumper to give them the lead, now it's 2 free throws to extend it.
Williams with ice water in his veins, swishing both free throws.
And the Miami Heat have outscored the Knicks 8-0 in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
And it's been Haslam and Williams providing the impetus. Haslam on a good putback, and then the steal this time, allowing Williams to go to the line to can 2.
So now the Knicks will inbound in their front court. We've talked about this scenario so many times about coaches so many of them are hesitant to commit the foul here because they're afraid if a guy goes up and shoots the three, it goes in and a foul. There's a way you can lose the game in this situation, so they're hesitant. Well, we've always felt, Clyde, both of us, that that's the right play. Don't let a team tie it. Foul them.
It's Jamal Crawford time for the Knicks. Jamal has become their pressure player.
Knicks are out of timeouts, so trying to go for a quick two might be difficult. Lee right back to Marbury. Williams right on him. Marbury looking, puts up the shot. Won't go. Rebound Mourning, and that will do it. There's the buzzer. What a disappointing night and a bad home loss for the Knicks as they blow an 8-point fourth-quarter lead and give the Miami Heat their first victory of the season. That big sigh of relief you heard was from the Heat bench.
And you saw a splendid play there by Jason Williams, staying on his feet, not fouling Stephon, or making him force it up out of duress. And Williams, the hero tonight, along with Haslam. That time Shaquille O'Neal sat on the bench. They put in Alonzo Mourning. He did his job on the defense, forcing a bad pass by Stephon, and then forcing that turnover.
Here's the play of the game brought to you by Budweiser. Jason Williams gives the Heat their first lead in the fourth quarter. Reach for a Budweiser, the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Open up a world of taste. Final score, the Heat 75, the Knicks 72 will have extended.